they are kind of one of the definitive grindcore bands in the world. The names that will stand out there forever. Like a really important band for me and many other people musically.
I just love the band, for real. It was my favorite band.
Since they released Inhale Exhale on Relapse, they kind of, and went on tour with Napalm Death, they kind of hit it pretty big for a small grindcore band. It's like, oh, they actually sell albums. They asked me and Jon to join as full-time members, and for me, it's like the first time that I was really getting serious about playing music. For me, it's been a hobby.
Their standards were so high, and I could hardly meet them. But I really tried, and I rehearsed at home for so long.
It's like rehearsing with a fast drummer is like I die. It's like I can't stop smiling. Playing with a grindcore band, it doesn't get better than that.
Today, when new grindcore albums are reviewed, there are references to NASUM, and it's great that we have done something for the genre. We have made our mark in the extreme music history. I mean, if you look up grindcore on Wikipedia or whatever, you will find our name, and in some way NASUM is my life. I keep track of everything that happens on the Facebook page and the taking care of merchandise and stuff like that. So I guess as long as I live, NASUM will in some way live. And I'm fine with that because it's such a big part of my life. And I can't really let go. It started with the idea of doing one singular show to make a kind of an end to the band that would satisfy both us as musicians and the fans.
I mean, Anders had been in touch a bit, now and then since Mieszko died, and he lived in another city. He lived in Örebro. I lived in wherever I lived then, and we'd been mentioning it a bit, like maybe sometime we got to do something to finish this thing off, But it was never really a serious discussion. And then in 2010, I think it was, Anders just emailed me and Jon and Urban and said he was coming to Stockholm and could we hang out, and because he wanted to talk to us. I was like, I kind of see where this is going.
He came with the idea, we have to put an end to it. We never said goodbye, more or less. Should we do one final gig? And when he proposed that, the thought, I've never thought it myself. It's like, play with NASUM again? That's more or less not possible. We're lacking some vital elements.
He said, we should do a one-off gig with some different singers.
We thought of inviting people that we had toured with or that had some connection to the band. One person that we were thinking of was obviously Tompa from At the Gates. That at that point we hadn't toured with At the Gates, but we had played with Skitsystem, which was one of his bands, and he was also a friend of Mieszko's and so on. So it was people like that. And Barney from Napalm Death was another person that we thought of.
And I said, no, we should do it with one singer. That should be with Keo, because he's the only one who can actually do it.
In hindsight, he's obviously he would be my first choice any day,
I mean, I was kind of nervous of how the people react and will they hate me a lot. But I kind of got over that years ago.
Doing all the preparation for just one show was a waste of time, so we decided to do a little tour that eventually got quite big.
So, and we started checking, okay, is there any interest somewhere possibly for NASUM doing this show? And it's like, whammo! Oh yes, you have to do shows here and here and here. It's like, oh, that's a bit more than one show, and it kind of escalated from there to some insane, like, okay, we get to choose where we play. Not expected.
During the dinner, we more or less decided that we should at least meet up and rehearse and see how it feels, because we wouldn't do it if it sounded like shit or if we weren't satisfied with what we achieved.
To actually remember all these songs and actually get it going, and it took like, I mean, I think we rehearsed for 6 months before we even decided, okay, are we finally going to do this, or is this good enough? Should we really do this? I mean, it really took some time before we made the final decision to do it.
I didn't want to do it to begin with. I was always 51% let's do it and 49% this is fucking stupid. But I went with it. And the second I went with it, I had to go 100% with it.
I mean, it was very, very clear from the beginning, this is a one-off thing.
It was a lot of work, and I don't even know how many hours I spent in the rehearsal place busting my voice and recording myself and trying to get them in.
The three of us, me and Urban and Jesper, we practiced a lot. But he recorded the songs with him overdubbing Mieszko's vocals and sending it to us and asking us, does this sound okay? And we're like, yeah. Sounds pretty good.
The first show was in my hometown, and obviously the hometown of NASUM, Örebro, where Mieszko and I lived. And we did that show, and it was really a trial by fire in some way, and we learned a lot during that show, that we needed to play a little bit fewer songs and so on. But it was a good show, obviously, and yeah, it was something special to start this final adventure in my own hometown.
So when the first show actually happened, it was, you know, we had nerves on the outside, and we rehearsed for so long, but we still didn't know if we were going to pull it off. But when we actually did the first show in Örebro, and it was such a 8 years of post-depression syndrome, kind of, you know, post-traumatic syndrome, and all this preparations and everything. So when we did the first show, it was just like total explosion, at least for my part.
It was a different thing. I mean, it's the same band, but still it's a new band. It wasn't like when we were playing me and Jon and Anders and Mieszko. It's not. I can't really compare it to that.
There's so much baggage, like, boiled up into. I mean, that was boiling up to this boiling point, kind of, you know. So when it finally came to happen, you know, it really felt like like a release. Like, finally we can do this and do it properly, you know.
This is the most fun and the most enjoying thing I have ever done, and that's coming from, I'm not, it's like I don't even, if someone asks me, it's like, do you like playing live at all? My spontaneous answer would be no. I don't like standing on a stage. I don't want to be looked at.
I wouldn't change it to anything. It was a great experience and good learning.
There's so much that goes into a tour to make it happen. It's just like, it's not just get in the van. It's like, do 6 months of hard work and then get in the van, you know. For some reason, I became like the whole kind of project leader for this whole reunion tour, together with KO, actually.
Well, yeah, I guess we all have different tasks during the tour to make things a little bit more easily going. I mean, it wouldn't be the same thing if we were all the same. We get along really well because we have a lot of history together, even though we don't meet up every year.
We have never done this many shows, ever. This is like, this tour, I think it was 63 gigs in total. And that's like a third of all the gigs I've done with any band in my entire life. That's how active I've been in 30 years. It's like somewhere between 2 and 12 gigs a year, and then 63. That's like, oh my God, this is like playing in, I don't know, Bee Gees.
I was the Finnish idiot on the tour. Somebody had to do the rock and roll living. Throwing out TV in Melbourne. That was the peak point. Next morning, I was very regretful. I had to pay 400 Australian dollars and clean it up myself. And my apologies to all the guys in the band. June was mad at me because his morning routine was to watch TV. And he couldn't do that. He ended up shaving his beard and went to hug a koala. I remember Anders was the only one who kind of cheered me up by saying that Mietsko would have done the same thing.
We had a bunch of tour rituals. Me and Urban, we collected towers on this tour, because in all these cities there were always, a lot of the cities were like huge towers, like the Tokyo Tower in Tokyo and the Space Needle in Seattle, and so we would go to towers every chance we got. No big deal, but it was just a ritual. I don't know why I said that, but it was just something that we did. You shouldn't get me drunk before I do these things, man. You should be a producer and like say, no more, like a tour manager. You should be like, no more beers for you before the show, man.
No, I think it's a good thing because it makes people talk. I'm totally for you guys drinking beer. That's why I put this thing last.
You make a shitty tour manager then, man.
One of the ideas was doing shows in as many countries as we could possibly cram in. Meant a lot of travel. You know, we played a festival gig, Germany on Thursday, Austria on Saturday, Denmark on Sunday, then fly home, go back to work, work 4 days, 3 or 4 more festivals the next weekends without sleep.
I'm the one who's been touring the whole time with my other band Victims, so to me it was just more luxury, just easier touring.
Every gig felt kind of special during that time. It's like, okay, this is the last time we'll play in Germany ever. Then you go to, it's like, okay, this is the last time we play in France ever. And after the tour, 100% totally happy we did it, because we really got to decide that, okay, this is the final gig. We know when we're doing the final gig, and we decide ourselves when we do the final gig.
I wouldn't say I regret it. Never. I don't know if we did the right thing, but I stuck to our decision.
The whole idea with the tour to do a farewell and really give something back, I think that was one of the driving forces that made the tour successful, because it wasn't for the money or for whatever reasons. It was just to give something back and do that soft landing we needed from the tragedy that struck the band.
So we were talking about booking a show that, you know, like a venue that took maybe 300 or 400 people, and someone said, no, let's book this place that takes 900 people. And I was so convinced that it would only be half full. Wow. That wasn't the case. And you know, when we're out walking around this place and there's a line, it's a long line.
It's not gonna be a guy fucking a donkey on stage, you know. It's just the last show of NASUM. You know, it's nothing special really.
The excitement and the expectations and the nervousness before you go on, you don't know what to do with yourself. I remember, like, you know, like an hour before the actual show, I walked around the block listening to to classical music in my headphones, just to kind of to get out of there, because I was so nervous about it. I walked around the block like 10 times, I think.
That was kind of one of the shows that worried me most, partly because a lot of people that I knew, or know, of course, was there, including my sister, her first grindcore show.
Last show for NASUM, and even in Malmo we had to alter the set a little bit, to be honest. I was thinking, how can I manage this and how to do it well enough and try to keep my voice in good shape.
Like, are we really gonna quit this time? I mean, it's so much, everything's been so crazy, and finally now just are we just gonna quit this now? So everything was a total mix of joy and frenzy and melancholy,
And on the same time, it's like, but I don't really want it to be over, because I know this is this final show, really final. We won't do any reunions, ever. We won't.
Before the show, I felt it was really important that all the songs would be played exact and everything should be perfect, because we were shooting the video. And then by the end of the third song or something like that, I realized, okay, I played a couple of pieces wrong and the guitars are out of tune, and Jesper lost his bass, fell down on the floor. So I guess I just said, okay, fuck it, it will be what it will be.
I don't know, the third or fourth song or something, my bass broke. I played 65 gigs with this bass, and on this last gig of the band's existence, the fucking thing broke.
I really hate playing Stockholm because so many friends are gonna be there. There's this part in the movie or in the film where I scream Johan. That's when I see the vocalist of Victims. Like, you're here. I can't believe you did it.
I mean, the thing that really stands out from that show is like seeing my sister in the audience. Like, playing, it's like, this is a fucking fast song. It's like, that's my sister.
I think we had a really, really nice final show with many extra things. From playing point of view, it was mostly like the other shows, but I could feel that there was so much more on stage and off stage of like, this is the final show. And for the memory of Mieszko too.
I think my speech about Mieszko, I held it together pretty well. I thought it was more emotional.
It was still, every song would be like, you would still have the kind of the sense that, this is the final time I'm playing this song, and this is the last time I'm going to play this song and scream this thing. Everything had a finality about it.
I enjoyed being a part of the show more as it progressed, but it was still hot as fuck. Shit.
Yeah, the break where I hug Jesper and then we just continue playing, that's a pretty good one, I guess.
I don't know. That gig was going to be at least the top 3 gigs in my entire lifetime, because it was, if not the first, the best gig.
By the very end of the show, two of them should come in with a NASUM backdrop that we had. And I remember being so focused on playing that final song that I didn't really notice when those guys came and stood in front of the drum kit. So that was quite surprising. I was totally focused on that. Okay, there's the guys. That means that's it. The show is over.
We just went all out, as fast as we could, as hard as we could, as moshy as we could. It was really going to go out with a bang. So the physical exhaustion after the whole thing was like, we were totally wiped out.
A lot of work done, and I mean, I could imagine that for for everybody else who were playing with me at school, it was even more.
I think we didn't overdo anything on that last show.
I mean, I like the fact that we really decided from the start that this is the final show. You knew that. It's like, if we get any offers, we don't have to care. We don't have to think about it.
I mean, the show went like it went, and it wasn't perfect. We could have played better, we could have played worse, but I remember Anders saying, well, you know, that's as good as we get, you know. So if it's not perfect, that's just how it's gonna be.